Hi there, it's Wendy Passmore here, and welcome to this week's guided meditation. And what we're going to do over the next half hour is just go into a quiet place where we can reflect on the experiences that we've had over the past week and reflect on maybe where we're being invited to grow or to pay attention to the Spirit's activity and movement. Um, so it's wonderful to be here with you. And we're in the period of Lent in the Christian tradition, and that means it's the wilderness experience that Jesus had, where he was. I think he was really just getting solidified in his sense of call, in what he was called to do in the world. And I wonder if we can sort of reflect on that in our lives, that invitation to reflect on our sense of call and to be really grounded in that sense of who we are and who we're called to be in the world. So one of the themes that we might want to look at over the coming week is the theme of reconciliation in the wilderness. And what does that mean for me? What does reconciliation mean? Can be on, I think I think forgiveness can be one element, but um, sometimes we forgive someone or situations, but it doesn't necessarily mean we're reconciled with the situation. And so the forgiveness is for our own journey, that we can be free of whatever happened, and to honestly and authentically move towards that grace of forgiving, so we can be free. So, but reconciliation is the next step, and it usually takes two people or both parties to agree, to reconcile. So, what would reconciliation mean for me? Maybe that's something we can think about this week. And so, let's just start with an opening invitation for the Spirit to come into all of our hearts and lives. And let's just then take some deep breaths just to become grounded where we are and who we are. And so, gracious and loving Spirit, we do invite you to visit each one of us as we seek to enter into this quiet time to tend to our inner life and to your activity and movement in our hearts and spirits. So we open our hearts to you anew and invite you in. And so let's just take some deep breaths for maybe 6 or 7 times, just breathing in. And so as we're in this quiet place, I invite us to invite the Spirit to gently guide us through the memories of the experiences that we've had over this past week. And let's end up or land in an experience or a moment that was especially wonderful, where we experienced maybe an aha moment, some revelation, or we just felt the warmth of somebody else, even though we can't hug too much these days, but we just felt the warmth of a relationship that was very life giving. So let's just move into that memory of that experience and relive it again and be very present to how we were feeling. And if you have your journal, you're welcome to write. It's an opportunity to reflect and write. So perhaps as we're exploring the experience that we had that was so wonderful and positive, we can ponder on what the divine message might be to us in and through that experience. And what would our response to that message be? So now let's invite the Spirit again to gently guide us through the experiences of our past week and land in a difficult moment or a challenging moment. Or maybe there was some sort of misunderstanding or conflict. Whatever it was, let's just re enter that experience and feel those feelings. And let's try to discern what that was all about and what was going on. And again, let's prayerfully discern what the Spirit or the Divine One might be, what message might be coming to us through and in this difficult or challenging experience that we had this week. And now we can perhaps ponder if there's anything else that showed up this week that I might need to pay attention to. I'll just take a moment. And so now we can perhaps do some reflection on our psalm. And it's excerpts from Psalm 107 today. And so I'm going to read it through 3 times. And the first time we can just stay with a word or a phrase that seems to resonate or speak to where I am right now. And the second time we'll explore why that word or phrase seemed to speak to me. And then the third time through, we'll just offer a prayer of some sort in response to the message that we've received. So here we go. So this is excerpts from Psalm 107. Fear cannot live where love, grace, and gentleness abide. May I enter into the great silence where I might hear your voice. May I attune myself to the small, still voice within. And may I stay true to my heart's center. Through my inner being, truth and wisdom are heard, and the resource to break all bonds is found there too. Truth is written on the scroll of my heart, and that the divine dwells there too. May I honor all relationships as sacred. May I acknowledge the sacredness of every path, even those different from my own. As I do this, I honor the great mystery and the wonder of life. My call and destiny is to be a light in the world. So, the word or phrase that seems to speak to me right now. Hmm. So, after I read it through this second time, let's explore why that word or phrase seemed to speak to me at this moment. Fear cannot live where love, grace, and gentleness abide. May I enter into the great silence where I might hear your voice. May I attune myself to the small, still voice within, and may I stay true to my heart's center. Through my inner being, truth and wisdom are heard, and the resource to break all bonds is found there too. Truth is written on the scroll of my heart, and the divine dwells there. May I honor all relationships as sacred. May I acknowledge the sacredness of every path, even those different from my own. As I do this, I honor the great mystery and the wonder of life. My call and destiny is to be a light in the world. And after I read it through this third time, let's offer a prayer in response to the message that I received from this. Fear cannot live where love, grace, and gentleness abide. May I enter into the great silence where I might hear your voice. May I attune myself to the small, still voice within, and may I stay true to my heart's center. Through my inner being, truth and wisdom are heard, and the resource to break all bonds is found there too. Truth is written on the scroll of my heart, and the divine dwells there. May I honor all relationships as sacred. May I acknowledge the sacredness of every path, even those different from my own. As I do this, I honor the great mystery and the wonder of life. My call and destiny is to be a light in the world. So, as we move from this psalm, um, I should say if you would like a copy of this psalm, just put a message, and the message is on the YouTube thing, and I can. I'd need your email address, and I can send it off to you. Some of them are very profound. So as we continue on in this quiet place, um, let us bring those who we're carrying in our heart into this sacred time, that we might offer them and pray a blessing on them. I'm just wondering, since we started with this theme of reconciliation, maybe there's those that we know that we're praying for some kind of reconciliation in their lives. So maybe we can bring those people or those situations or whatever it is into the sacred circle of love and prayer. And again, what does reconciliation mean to me? And is there something in me that needs to be reconciled? Maybe with a reality I'm in, or um, yeah. So sometimes it's hard to grapple with the meaning of what this reconciliation is in our own lives and in our own heart. And maybe reconciling with our past or our journey, or what is it? It's a theme that I wonder if we can just carry into the week. What is it? Where's the invitation there in my own heart? And so let's now move into some gratitude. Let's see if all of us can go through the past week and just pull out some things that we can be grateful for. Mm. And just to let you all know, I'm in this with you. I'm doing my own stuff here as I'm inviting all of us to. So where am I feeling grateful in this past week? I can say thank you for that. Mm. So to bring this time to a close, I just find it's gone so fast as well. It's been wonderful to just move into this quiet place and do some inner reflection. But let's just close our eyes and just imagine us being in a quiet place. Uh, that happy place that we go to. Maybe it's um, by a beach. Wouldn't that be nice? Sitting on a bench, or maybe by a campfire. And let's just imagine a divine presence coming to us, and um, and that we feel the warmth of this divine presence. And the words that are coming are, and may our hearts be open to receive that I am loved, that I matter. There's no one else in the world like me, and I am so deeply known. I am loved. I matter. There's no one else in the world like me, and I am known. I am loved, and I matter. And there's no one else in the world like me. So may we have the grace to enter into the deep reality of the beauty of who we are and not try to be anyone else because that person's already taken. We're just called to be who we are and just to be that in the world. Lovely to be with you, and till we meet again, may you have a wonderful week.